Includes explanation of Senate Bill 456. Will there be questions of the author? Senator Jett, you're recognized for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So there are rumors that there may be a ballot initiative coming. Are you at all worried about that in the context of filing this bill?
Thank you,
For a follow-up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So are you running legislation to reduce the number of unwanted pregnancies?
Question.
Thank you. It's my understanding that these medications have the effect of having a miscarriage. Is that right?
So if courts do address it, are we going to have women take pregnancy tests before they leave and when they come back? So what we are looking at, though, is looking into every package they receive to make sure that there's not these prescriptions of pills to every pregnant woman.
A woman conceives a child out of the United States, and we're treating them like they're born, like born people. How do they end up getting constitutional protection if they are conceived in another country? If a child was conceived outside of Oklahoma, you're treating that child as an Oklahoman, even though they were conceived out of Oklahoma. Is that correct? Thank you. But when the preborn life is in a nation and then they're born into another nation, you have two different constitutional rights at play. And the premise of your argument is that we're going to treat born people the same as unborn people with regard to their rights. So how do you get around that problem where, for example, a baby could be conceived in Russia, or a baby could be conceived in a country that has completely different constitutional rights than the United States? I'm sure you've thought of that when you're trying to equate the two, but we all know that conception and birth happen in different jurisdictions often.
Senator, I'm just curious about enforcement. So if we don't pregnancy test every woman leaving the state and then pregnancy test as they come back in, or we don't search everybody's mail for pills, how do we prove the case?
Follow up.
So looking at the elements of the criminal code, this falls right into the category of first-degree murder if you take the preparation of ordering the pills and doing all of that. So do you know what the penalties for first-degree murder is? Penalties by statute for first-degree murder are life without parole, life with parole, or death. Were you aware of that?
Vice Chair Gallagher, you recognized for a follow-up.
So just a simple question. We keep mentioning equal protection and the 14th Amendment. Does the state of Oklahoma have the authority to grant equal protection under the law and for the 14th Amendment when the Congress has not done it, nor has the Supreme Court? So talking about equal protection again. So we know that the woman has equal protection, correct?
Currently, the mother has equal protection?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So
Senator Gallagher for a follow-up.
we know that that baby by the Congress nor the Supreme Court have they granted equal protection to the unborn, correct?
Recognized for debate.
Senator, I'm being honest when I say I do not see Christ in your bill. And I heard the Old Testament loud and clear, an eye for an eye, but I did not see Christ in your bill. You entitled your bill the Abolition of Abortion Act, but it does not abolish abortion. It does not do anything but expose women to a capital offense, punishable by execution. This bill is not entitled 63, dealing with abortion. It is entitled 21, dealing with crimes and punishment. Oklahoma has the strictest abortion law in the United States. The Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled that there is only one constitutional exception for the life of the mother. If in your press releases and in your answers before this committee today, you assert that women are ordering abortion pills online through interstate commerce and administering them to themselves. Additionally, you assert that a separate group of women are traveling out of state to receive an abortion. Why are we not going after companies? Why are we not doing that? Your bill does nothing to eliminate the constitutionally protected exception for life of the mother, nor deal with abortion pills traveling interstate commerce or women traveling interstate. This bill does not address the issues that you said you were trying to address with this bill. The only thing this bill does is expose women to capital punishment. There's a famous quote by President Ronald Reagan that the person who agrees with you 80% of the time is a friend and an ally, not a 20% traitor. I hate abortion. I think it's a black mark on our history and our country. I am 90% with you, but I do not believe this bill does anything to solve the issues. I believe it is unconstitutional in the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment and it is unconscionable in its means. I disagree with you on the path, not the destination. I cannot go with you down this road of executing women. Thank you.
But ultimately, we are putting the punishment on women. We're finding the easiest target, the ones that have to bear that burden. What I know is you don't understand. A person cannot understand what someone else is going through until they go through a mile in their shoes. And for most women that have to seek this or feel that they have to seek this option, the burden is already on them, I believe. The burden will stay with them. But do we subject those same women that oftentimes are making the most difficult decision of their life now to a capital offense to where they are going to be punished by the state? I think that that's a step too far. I think that it is through Jesus' love that we will stop abortions. I think that it is through wanting children. It's through correcting the system that we have so that we don't have one of the worst foster systems in the United States. We need to show our love to everyone that is already here, to those, so that they make a better decision without the threats of their life being taken away, their life forfeited, every practicality of their life forfeited through sentencing of life without possibility of parole.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I apologize for kind of going out of order. We haven't really talked about how abortion can and does save the life and the health of women who are experiencing complications in their pregnancy. Shifting legal personhood back to conception is just a completely unworkable definition. What we have now is legal personhood happens when you're born, or we in Oklahoma, if you die, if you're stillborn, you're issued a death certificate. Now, does that mean that the life that a woman carries prior, just from the moment of conception before she tells anybody or even knows herself, and when she first takes that pregnancy test, does that mean that that life isn't worth anything? No. It is valuable. It is life, but it's not legal personhood.
That concludes debate. The vote on Senate Bill 456 will now occur. Clerk will call the roll.
Senator Boren, Senator Brooks, Senator Yeck, Senator Jett, Senator Rossino, Senator Standridge, Senator Gallagher, Senator Howard. 2 ayes, 6 nays.
Having received 2 ayes and 6 nays, I declare Senate Bill 456 to have failed.